Oh, no, I'm good. Thank you. Hello, everybody. My name is Salman, and most of the presentations you've seen here today are companies pitching products. But for my presentation, I am part of a UK National Hydrogen Research Hub, which are scarce in the USA, but we have two national research hubs in the UK funded through the Engineering Council. And HIACT is looking at system integration challenges for hydrogen. Let's move to the next slide. Well, that's me. Right, so HIACT, our mission is to provide recommendations to the government about system integration challenges for hydrogen, technical challenges related to we're taking a holistic approach and looking at individual technologies, system integration for those technologies, the related infrastructure, transport and storage networks, and also we're looking at cyber-physical systems and social implications, because most of the time social implications are being ignored. In the UK, we've had strong opposition in some parts of the country in terms of starting hydrogen trials. 3 of our hydrogen trials, one at Whitby, have been cancelled because the public does not want to switch away from natural gas to hydrogen. So we are looking at the whole hydrogen value chain, technology, transportation and storage, end-use applications like fuel cells and engines. And then we're also looking at cyber-physical structures for modeling using digital twins, and also social implications and a regulatory framework through, and also standardization, of course, which is very important. That is our mission, to help the UK government form a national hydrogen economy in the UK. So HIACT has been divided into 4 work packages. I personally am part of work package 1, the way forward. So in work package 1, we are looking to developing overarching hydrogen technology roadmaps. So we will be looking at individual technologies and then the connection, the integration of these technologies to the national grid, heating decarbonization, everything from production to end use, and everything in the middle as well. So that includes supply chain as well. And we've developed certain user cases integrating hydrogen within different UK sectors: railway, heavy transportation, railway, marine, aerospace, then heavy industry as well, and agriculture and the built environment. So, and then work package 2, we work closely with work package 2, and work package 2 is a whole systems modeling exercise. We model the whole system considering the renewable electricity from the grid. In the UK, we currently have 43% of our grid electricity coming from renewables. And in work package 2 as well, we will be developing user cases to help the government make policy decisions regarding hydrogen integration. Work package 3 is in Glasgow, and at the University of Glasgow, and they're developing cyber-physical systems for hydrogen technologies, digital twins for modeling, AI, artificial intelligence, developing cybersecurity networks to enable a smooth transition once the UK moves to a fully hydrogen economy. Work package 4 is where we look at the social implications and the policy development, regulatory framework, standardization. Work package 4 is closely working with work package 1 to develop. So we in work package 1 look at the individual technologies and their integration, and work package 4 then looks at the public perception and then engages with government officials to develop a complete hydrogen value chain. We have 11 partner universities. Oh, I think now these are old slides. It's bumped up to 17 partner universities. We have 10 million in funding through the Engineering Council, and approximately 5 million in funding from our industrial partners. And we have about £1 million in flexible funding that we are going to hold a competition for to give to startup companies. Everybody's welcome to apply, especially startup companies, so we can help you develop your technologies. So that's just an overview of the events that we've held, events that we've attended, our outputs, and the KPIs that we've achieved. We've had, at the end of June, will be 1 year old. So we have achieved a lot of our KPIs that were due for the end of year 1. And we will be publishing a hydrogen technology roadmap report that you can visit the website and read that. It should be published by the end of June. Right, so in work package 1, we are developing hydrogen technology roadmap. Before we start to commercialize and integrate hydrogen, move away from fossil fuels, we need to define a robust hydrogen technology roadmap. Without this, we cannot understand the individual technologies that will be cost effective and at the same time efficient and can be integrated into existing infrastructure. So this is a joint initiative with another project that has been funded through the UK government, and we've identified 9 technology trees: production, distribution, storage, end use, in which there's propulsion and heat generation, and then the balance of plant, electrical and thermal management. Then we have the conditioning of hydrogen. Most of the time, a lot of these companies, production companies, PAM fuel cells, solid oxide fuel cells, electrolyzers, they will tell you their hydrogen is very pure, about 99.99% pure. That is true, but there's contamination during storage and transportation. And of course, in the US, I don't think you guys have started to blend your natural gas with hydrogen, but in the UK, the government recently passed a policy in which they stated that 20% of, by volume, of hydrogen will be blended into our natural gas networks all across the UK. So now that is important because conditioning then becomes very important, because especially for fuel cell applications, the hydrogen purity is very critical. Fuel cells do not run on impure hydrogen. And then of course you require control mechanisms for hydrogen, which is notoriously hard to control. You have material compatibility issues, leakage issues, and then of course hydrogen is explosive, so safety issues as well. All of these will be considered in the hydrogen technology roadmaps. The reports will be released every year till the end of the project, and every year they will be updated. The first report I've written myself will be published by the end of this month, and an example of what's in the report. So when you talk about individual technologies, the first thing you need to do is do an extensive literature review, find out what other people are doing in other countries, and then move on from there. So we've done a very, very extensive literature review, industry technology review, to find out the KPIs and the challenges being faced in integration. This is an example of the PAM electrolyzer, which is currently, along with alkaline electrolyzers, one of the most commercialized electrolyzer technology. Again, still has a lot of issues, but at least we have made it work. So the UK currently leads in PAM water electrolysis. We have the most mature PAM electrolyzers. One of them, I'm from Birmingham, UK, and one of them, Birmingham, is one of the UK's national hubs for hydrogen refueling stations, hydrogen trains, and most of the hydrogen technology we have is concentrated in Birmingham. And then if you go on to Scotland, in Aberdeen, or in Wales, in Cardiff, but the most mature are currently in Birmingham. The report will talk about current KPIs, like I mentioned before. So these KPIs will define the current status, which is very important to understand where the technology is currently at. And then we will move to near-term targets. Our aim in near-term targets is to meet the guidelines set by the UK 6th carbon budget, which is due in 2035. And the UK has a legal requirement to meet these targets as they approach. So 2035, the near term, and 2050 is the long-term scenario where we need to be net zero as a nation. These KPIs talk about, I think someone asked a question before about starting time, stopping time, dynamic performance management, efficiencies, degradation. All these things are being considered in the report, because without these, the government cannot make an informed policy framework or decisions regarding which technology is the best to invest in. And then, of course, we consider, it's very small to see, so I've written down some points, taken some major points from each. So each technology will be divided into its base components. So let's say here we're talking about PAM electrolyzer. The PAM electrolyzer, everybody's talking about stacks, but the technology itself is first divided into cells, each of which is divided into bipolar plates. Then we have the porous layers, electrodes, electrolytes. Well, the electrolyte here is a proton exchange membrane, but each of them have their individual challenges. Then we have the stack challenge, where the integration becomes important, and then you have system challenges, the balance of plant, where you need to consider the whole system energy efficiency and exergy efficiency rather than just the electrical efficiency of the system. So we have PAM electrolyzer here, but we have a range of production technologies, but we're only considering green or pink hydrogen. Blue hydrogen, I personally believe, is only a viable option in the next 5 to 6 years. By the time green hydrogen becomes less than, let's say, a pound per kilo or 1.5 pounds per kilo, the hundreds of millions or possibly billions of dollars or pounds you're going to invest in CCS technologies will not be worth it in the long term. So it's the time to invest in green hydrogen is now. Of course, manufacturing is also a big part. Automatic manufacturing is a big part of it, and additive manufacturing as well. So we've designed questionnaires for academics and industry alike. These questionnaires make sure that our hydrogen technology roadmaps are taking into consideration the KPIs being defined by the academics, and then the challenges and the KPIs are being identified by the industry as well, taking a whole holistic view of each hydrogen technology. The questionnaire structure again is industry view, TRLs, MRLs, taking into account the cost of each technology, the KPIs, economic data, and then the integration issues which will be faced. Most of these companies, they will give you the stack or modularized fuel cell or electrolyzer container, but you will need to figure out how that will mix into the electricity grid and the obstacles you're going to face economically, and then the government will need to define a policy framework to protect consumers and the general public. And if you would like to fill out those questionnaires, I would recommend you fill out those questionnaires. If you are interested in specific technology, specific questions, these questions are very technical. So any technology that you feel that you're an expert in, there's a range of technologies from production, then storage, up to NDUs. You can choose any that you feel like you may have an expertise in. And I would recommend, that's the end goal, the whole system integration. That's port side, and then we have an example of trains as well. I'm running short on time, so that's there. The slides are up on the website for you to view. You can go on our website as well, or just email us, and then we will be happy to provide the slides and the QR codes and any questions that you may have. You can scan that QR code to join our mailing list, learn about our flexible fund, the funding opportunities we may have for small businesses to interact with us. We have an army of PhD students and academics and research fellows that can help you do feasibility studies, economic studies, and all we require in turn from you is the data. We don't require any economic support from you. The in-kind support that we require is just data that you can provide to us. Any questions I can take one question, and no? All right, if you have any questions, please reach out. I'm here all day. Cheers, thank you.